Hey, this is Brant with Vintage Statements, and today we've got this old record player stereo that we're going to work on. So stay tuned, follow along. Alright, I am in no way, shape or form a electrician or know much about the stereo equipment, so today's just going to be a trial and error. Hopefully we won't damage anything, hopefully we don't mess up anything. We're going to watch a lot of YouTube videos on how to fix the electrical portions of it. This thing is dusty, dirty, it's been treated wrong, it looks like it's gotten water damage. So I don't know what we're in for, but I really do like the cabinets and this look. So today, and as our future projects, we're going to start working on the cabinet, and maybe we can find somebody that knows the electrical portion of it, and maybe they can help us fix that. So today I'm really going to focus on the small stereo there, or the amp, the speaker there, box, and then we'll work our way to this beast. So this is pretty nice overall. Everything seems to be there, nothing works, everything's dusty and dirty and probably been destroyed, but we're gonna find out. Inside here we still have the original record player. Doesn't work. So our goal is to get the box looking good, and then we can work on the electrical down the line. So today let's start with that box. We're gonna pull it all apart, we're gonna sand it down, we're gonna restain it. I'm gonna find some new fabric, maybe online. It might be a little bit different pattern, I'm not sure yet. And then we'll work our way to this beast. So let's disassemble that one. We'll set this one aside. Alright, we pulled the front off, pulled all the screws out. Everything inside looks good. Don't know if the speakers work yet, but we'll find that out later. We're going to focus on the frame here. I pulled the base off. It had some cracks and it was busted up a little bit loose, so I got it clamped up, glued. I got the crack filled with glue. We'll sand all of this down now. We'll let this set aside, let it dry for a little bit, and then we'll sand this down. And then we'll stain it pretty much the same color. We're not trying to get anything fancy or modernize this. We're trying to keep it as original as possible. Maybe a little modern flair. Maybe we could throw a little YouTube or a Bluetooth in there. We'll find out. So overall, glue. We're going to spend the next couple hours sanding this box down and the frame, and then we can go from there. Alright, we have it all sanded down, wiped off, and now what we're going to do is add a Varathane early American stain to it. All this product. We'll do the base here, the cabinet, and then we can start assembling it. We're going to start working on the speaker front, speakers, all that good stuff. So let's get started, get this stain so we can kit it out in the sun, let it dry.
Alright, so what we did is we took the board, we took the speakers off of it, which was just held in by screws, and we got those sitting over here. So overall, the quality looks good, but we still haven't tried them yet. I'm going to just clean the bases really nicely, make sure all the connections are strong. I think what we're going to try here is, I don't know if it's going to pick it up in the camera or not, but this has been soiled a little bit. So what we're going to try to do is just try to clean it, see if we can get rid of that stain coming through it, and if we can, well, we can leave it as is. If not, well, we'll be taking this paper off, or this canvas off, and replacing it. So let's get started by cleaning this. Well, and we got the base there to wax too, so maybe we'll do the wax and then maybe we'll clean these. Alright, so all we're going to use is our feed and wax. It's a wood conditioner. It's going to give it that wood, wet wood look. Not a gloss, but a wet feel to it. So we're going to use that, wipe it on, wipe it off. What's really cool too is it's got a nice orange oil smell to it, which my wife really likes. So let's get started rubbing it on, all of it, and then, well, we can get back to work on the speaker part. Alright, so we're going to make our attempt by cleaning with a like a floor carpet fabric cleaner device here by Bristle, a little green. So we're just going to go over this. We're going to let it sit out in the sun here and see if we can get rid of some of these stain marks here on it. Nice and easy. If it doesn't work, well, we'll be replacing it. Alright, I let the stain dry, I let the conditioner soak in, and now what we're doing is we reface the front, which I'll show you. We used a canvas instead this time. And now what I'm doing is reinstalling our speakers. I also tested the speakers through another receiver. I hooked it up to speaker wire from here and made sure that they worked. They're old, but that vintage sound is still there, so that's pretty cool. So I'm going to finish this off real quick, and then I'll show you the end product of the front. Pretty nifty, huh? We're going to install this, screw it in, and I'll show you what the end result of this piece is, so you can kind of have an idea of what we're going to be doing to the big piece. Alright, here is this one completed. New canvas across the front of it. We gave it an early American stain, and now we got to do the big boy here. A lot's going to go into this, a lot more components, a lot more hardware, and we don't want to damage anything. We know the speakers work good here, we know the speakers work down there. It's maybe replacing a bunch of the tubes and that type of things that we'll have to adventure in on. So tomorrow is going to be disassembly and getting this thing prepped for stain. we've got it all taken apart. I labeled everything, so it should be an easy reinstall. I was actually really scared of doing this and getting hate comments, which I shouldn't get any because I took it all apart. It was actually easier than I thought. It was real nice and light on the brittle pieces, labeled everything, so that should be pretty good. Dusty, dirty, and well, I'm gonna be changing out a lot of tubes, I would imagine. So today the focus is getting the frame, the body of this thing taken care of. Then I can start working on each piece inside the electronics parts by themselves. Get one done, install it, work my way across. So 80 grit sandpaper. We're gonna start with the drawers here, doors, and then do the frame here, and then we'll stain it. Lots of extra sandpaper here. Lots that the DeWalt's not gonna do with all these little curves, but should be fun. Let's get started. Alright, so we have got the frame stained and completed, and that's all done. So next what we're going to do is try to tackle all this electrical here. Now I'm no expert on this, barely a beginner on this, but my goal today, or coming up, is to de-dust this, clean it up as much as possible, leave all the tubes in, pull one at a time, review it, see if there's anything damaged in it, if there's any shakiness in it, see if I can get a number off it. If I can, see if I can find it online, buy new. And that's also depending on price. I don't want to just crush a budget and spend a ton of money on this project, but I do want it to work, so we're gonna play with that balancing act, see what we can make work. Overall, looks like it's in good shape, just really dirty. Maybe some of that dirt's making it so it doesn't want to work. We'll find out. So I've got isopropyl rubbing alcohol, I've got rags, I got screwdriver, I got Q-tips. So we're gonna go through this as much as possible without damaging anything, get it cleaned up, and see what it does after we perform some tests on it and maybe find some new tubes. So let's get started. All right, here it is completed. The frames are done, canvas is put in, pieces are put back together. Now overall, pretty nice piece to start with. It needed to be sanded down, so we did that. We restained it. The fabric was all wet and molded and junk, so we had to replace that. And then we pulled all the internals out, we cleaned them. We found that some of the tubes need to be replaced. We need to get an antenna, and maybe the motor on the recorder needs to be replaced. So we're gonna put in some orders for that. Overall, pretty nice piece. May keep it, may sell it, we're not sure yet.
But if you like this project and many others, subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll keep doing some pretty cool projects.